Apara Karuna Sindhum Jnanadam Shantarupinam Shri Chandrasekharendra Gurum Pranamami Mudanvaham Sadguru Charanarvindabhyan Namaha Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Kanchi Dama Karikalabhakumbhastanarata Parikshina Madhye Parinita Sharachandravadana Dhanurbanan Pasham Shinimapidadhana Karatalaihi Purastadastam Naf Puramatiturahu Purushika Srimatre Namaha. So this Lalita Sahasranamam class is happening during Navaratri, and the Nama that we are going to see, it is very much apt to the celebration of Navaratri. I think it is the divine Agnya of Ambal and Periyava that we are seeing these Namas at this time. So in the last class, I have given you the theme of these Namas. The theme of these Namas is to first demonstrate, is to first say, is to first make us understand that Ambal is Jagat Karanam, the intellectual as well as the material cause for the universe. Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. What is the intellectual cause? What is material cause? Let's take golden ornaments, for example. The intellectual cause for the golden ornaments is a goldsmith. Goldsmith, he made those ornaments. So he has put his intellect into making this ornaments. So the goldsmith is called as the intellectual cause for golden ornaments. But just by having goldsmith, we won't get the ornaments. We also need to have some other thing called as gold. So gold is the raw material or the material cost for the ornaments, and the goldsmith is the intellectual cost for the ornaments. If we see any product will have these two causes: intellectual cost, material cost, nimitta karanam, upadhana karanam. Now we have to extend that analogy to the whole universe. I'm not talking about the earth. I'm talking about the whole Srishti, whole universe. The whole universe should also have two causes. There should be an intellectual cause. There should be a material cause. Vedas say, in the case of golden ornaments, these two causes are separate. In the case of all the other products, most of the other products, these two causes are separate. Gold is separate, goldsmith is separate. But in the case of Jagat, in the case of Srishti, the Brahmavastu is both the intellectual cause and the material cause for the universe. In the case of universe, Brahmavastu, here we are worshipping that Brahmavastu as Ambal. So Ambal is both the intellectual cause for the universe. It is also material cause for the universe. That is the first thing we need to understand. Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. Vedantam class la Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam solva. So that is the first thing we need to understand. The second thing that we need to understand is, of these two causes, the intellectual cause and the material cause, we have to come back to the gold example. In the ornaments, the intellectual cause will not be present in the ornament. If I buy a golden bangle, the goldsmith will not come to my house along with the bangle. The goldsmith will be somewhere else. His only job is to make those bangles. He will not come to my house when I buy the golden bangle. On the other hand, the material cost for the golden bangle, the material cost for the bangle is gold. Gold is always present in the bangle. In fact, gold is inseparable from the bangle. Can we imagine, can we at least imagine a golden bangle without gold? Gold is one name, bangle is another name. There are two different names. But we cannot separate gold from the golden bangle. We cannot separate gold from a golden earring. We cannot even intellectually separate gold from a golden haram. What does that mean? It shows that the material cost for any product will essentially remain with the product. The material cost for any product will essentially remain with the product. In fact, we cannot separate the material cost from the product at all. நல்ல வேளை அது அந்த நம்பிக்கையில தான் நம்ம கடையில போய் அக்ஷய திருதியைக்கு நிறைய தங்க நகை எல்லாம் வாங்குறோம். நகையை மட்டும் வாங்குறேன், தங்கத்தை நீ வச்சுக்கோ, நகை மட்டும் எனக்கு கொடுன்னு கடைக்காரன்ட்ட கேட்க முடியுமா? We cannot even ask. Okay, you keep the gold, please give me the ornaments. We cannot even ask the gold and the jewelry shop, because the material cost in all the cases will be present along with the product. Now, let us extend that analogy to the Srishti. Ambal is both the material cost and the intellectual cost for the Srishti, for the Jagat, for the universe. Just like how we cannot separate gold, the material cost, from the golden bangle, the product, in the same way, we cannot separate Ambal from this Srishti. In fact, the whole Srishti is just the different names and forms of Ambal. Just like how if you go into a GRT jewelers, there will be different kinds of ornaments. You can call it as bangle, you can call it as haram, you can call it as modaram, you can call it as valayal, you can call it as earring. But gold is present throughout the jewelry shop. In the same way, Ambal is present throughout the Srishti. Ambal is my body, Ambal is my soul, Ambal is the table in front of me, Ambal is the light that is in front of me, Ambal is the bulb that is in front of me. Ambal is present everywhere. Ambal is present everywhere. In fact, only Ambal is present. Except for Ambal, there is nothing else present in this universe. Just like how in the case of bangle, only the material cost will be present in the bangle. Except for the material cost, you cannot even find a gram of another entity in that bangle. There is no two things in the bangle, only gold. In the same way, ellame Ambal da. That is called as Vishwarupa Darsanam. Vishwam அப்படின்னா the உலகம் அர்த்தம். The whole universe is called as Vishwam. The whole Srishti, the whole Jagat is called as Vishwa. And what is Vishwarupam? Dadamite Divyachakshuhu அப்படின்னு Bhagavan Krishna has shown his Vishwarupa Darshana to Arjuna. We study in Gita. Dadamite Divyachakshuhu. Normally, people will write, okay, Krishna has blessed Arjuna with a third eye. And with the third eye, Arjuna is seeing a new form of Krishna that may be there for one level. But if you see Shankara Bhashya, Adi Shankaracharya clearly writes that the vision of Arjuna has changed. Arjuna did not get a new eye, but the vision of Arjuna has changed. Krishna has made Arjuna to understand that everything in this universe is Krishna only. At that time, Krishna, he speaks as the Brahma Vastu. He speaks as Brahman. That is why he demonstrated, he made Arjuna to understand that everything in this universe is Krishna only. In order to make us understand that, we are having Golu for Navaratri. What are we having? Golu la enna vekkirom? We not only have only Bhagavan Swarupam in the Golu. We have all kinds of forms. We have all kinds of people. We have all kinds of animals in our golu. Nailand, there will be an elephant, there will be a dog, there will be a spider, there will be a cat, even the people, there will be there will be a Ganapadigal, there will also be a lay person. All those statues will be kept in the golu, and we worship the entire golu as the form of Ambal. Why? Because our ancestors have decided that, okay, that is going to give you that Vishwarupa Darshanam. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavihastini Shunichaiva Swapakecha Panditaha Samadarishinaha, says Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. For a Jnani, he will see everything as one and the same. A Brahmana, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmana, Gavi, an elephant, a cow, Hastini, an elephant, a dog, and the person who eats the dog, everybody to him will look as everybody for him is one or the another form of Brahma Swarupam. Just like how different ornaments are one or the another form of gold. அதுக்காக தான் புருஷ சூக்தம் அப்படின்னு புருஷ சூக்தம் and Rudram. These two are the most famous Vedic portions that everybody chants these days. Purusha Suktam demonstrates this fact. In fact, the namas that we are going to see, Sahasrasirisha, Vadana, Sahasrakshi, Sahasrapat, Purusha Suktatla abde irukku. Sahasrasirisha, Purushaha, Sahasrakshas, Sahasrapat, Sabhumim Vishwato Vritva, Atyatishthadbhashangulam. What does it say? Sahasrasirisha Vadana, Vadana, face. Sirisha, Siras means head. Thousands and thousands of head. Here Sahasra is just an Upalakshanam. Sahasra, normally it means the number 1000. Here Sahasra means thousands. Normally thousands, millions, billions. It is an Upalakshanam to tell infinity. So Sahasra Sirisha Vadana, Ambal has got infinite heads. Sahasrakshi, if the number Sahasra here only means the number 1000, then think Ambal has got 1000 heads. How many eyes she should have? She should have at least 2000 eyes. Ambal is not Ambal, she has 3 eyes. So there should be 3000 eyes. But here only says Sahasrakshi. Sahasrapat, pada means legs. So if Ambal has got 1000 heads, there should be 2000 legs, right? But here it says Sahasrasirisha Vadana, Sahasrakshi, Sahasrapat. It means here the number denoted is not the number 1000, literally Sahasra, but countless, infinite. So Sahasrasirisha Vadana, all of our faces are Ambal's faces. Sahasrakshi, all of our eyes are Ambal's eyes. Sahasrapat, all of our legs are Ambal's legs. Just like how in a Golu, we worship all the faces of that Golu, be it belong to a human being, be that head belong to a Rishi, be that head belong to Tyagaraja Swami, be that head belong to Ambal. All those heads are, we worship as Ambal's head. All those eyes, we worship as Ambal's eyes. All those feet, we worship as Ambal's feet. அந்த ஞானத்தை நமக்கு கொடுக்கறதுக்காக தான் நவராத்திரி அப்படின்னு 9 நாள் ஃபெஸ்டிவல் வச்சு அதுல கொலு அப்படின்னு வேற ஒண்ணு வச்சு நம்ம நார்மலா அவளுக்கெல்லாம் மரியாதையே பண்ண மாட்டோம். ஒரு நாய் ரோட்ல போறதுன்னா நாயை தூக்கி பூஜை பண்ண மாட்டோம். பட் டியூரிங் த கொலு வில் டூ தட். ஒரு ஏதோ ஒரு மிருகம் போறதுன்னா அந்த மிருகத்துக்கு நம்ம பண்ண மாட்டோம். பட் டியூரிங் த கொலு வி டூ தட் பிகாஸ் சாஸ்திரா, அவர் பெரியவாஸ், our Purvacharyas wanted to give us that type of knowledge. So whatever that is present here is Ambal Swarupam. இதுக்கு பேர் தான் Vishwarupa Darshanam அப்படிங்கிறது. It is so apt that we are seeing these namas during the time of Navaratri. Even in Sri Rudram. In Sri Rudram, everybody chants Sri Rudram during Abhishekam. Everybody chants Sri Rudram daily. What does it say? Namo Hiranyabhave Senanye Tishanchapataye Namaha. Namo Vrikshebhyo Harikeshebhyascha Vrikshebhyaha Harikeshebhyaha Saspinjaraya Vishimate Pathinam Pataye Namaha. Hey Rudra, You are the tree. Vrikshebhyaha. You are the flowers. You are the grass. It says Taskarayacha. Taskara means thief. Hey Rudra, you are present even in the thief. Because if everybody is Bhagavan, then thief is also another form of Bhagavan. If everybody is a Bhagavan, then whoever we think are not equal to us, they are also forms of Bhagavan. That is why Sri Rudram and Purusha Suktam are the most famous. They say, Dharma Shastra, it is said that sannyasis, they should not chant any other Veda mantras, but even sannyasis, they should keep on chanting Sri Rudram, they should keep on chanting Purusha Suktam, because it gives us that Vishwarupa Jnanam of Ambal, that Vishwarupa Darishanam, Sahasra Sirsha Vadana, Sahasrakshi, Sahasrapa. These are three different namas. Sahasra Sirsha Vadana is one nama, Sahasrakshi is another nama, Sahasrapat is another nama, but they have to be taken together. Sahasra Sirsha Vadana, Sahasrakshi, Sahasrapat. I have told you all these things before. Now, Vagdevis are telling why. If you ask why, the other Vagdevi is asking, hey, how do you say Sahasra Sirsha Vadana, Sahasrakshi, Sahasrapa? How do you say Ambal is Vishwarupa, Ambal is Vishwa? The first Vagdevi is now saying because she is Abrahmakita Janani, Janani, mother, the cause for Abrahma Kita. She is the mother, she is the cause for right from Brahmaji. Brahmaji is Chaturmukha Brahma, husband of Saraswati. Brahma, Vishnu, Rudra, right from Brahma to the smallest of the smallest bacteria. Ambal is Janani. Ambal is the material cause. If Ambal is the material cause for Brahma to the smallest of the smallest bacteria, then Ambal is present everywhere. Brahma Kita Janani. Now, Ambal, we understood that Ambal is the cause for everything. If you want to have some another type of illustration to understand this, okay, we are buying a washing machine or we are buying a vacuum cleaner. I just bought the vacuum cleaner other week. The vacuum cleaner does not come by itself. The manufacturers of the vacuum cleaner will give us a whole book. What does that book say? The book will say, these are the do's and these are the don'ts. If you want to use this vacuum cleaner efficiently, they will say instruction manual, user manual. They will give you a guarantee card. They will say these are the do's and these are the don'ts. If you want to make use of the vacuum cleaner very efficiently. Now, let us bring that analogy here. Ambal is the manufacturer of the entire universe. And Ambal as the manufacturer has to give out some instruction manual, right? The instruction manual na industrial revolution but these the concept of instruction manuals are there even before 5,000 years, 10,000 years. It started from Srishti itself. So Ambal has given an instruction manual of how to use this Jagat in a proper way. Ambal has given us the instruction manual of how to use this Jagat in a proper way. And all the Dharma Shastra, Vedas, they all are those instruction manual. Aditha nama varaporudhu. Nijagna Rupa Nigamana. But we have to see the previous nama first. And one of the instructions is Varnashrama Vyavastha. Varna, Ashrama, Vidhayini is the nama we are going to see. Abrahma Kita Janani, Ambal has created from Brahma to the smallest of the smallest bacteria. So the entire Jagat, that is what is the idea behind this nama. And as the manufacturer, she is allowed to give an instruction. In fact, she is required to give an instruction manual. The two namas, Varnashrama Vidayini, Nijagya Rupa Nigama, talks about the instruction manual in order to make use of the whole Srishti in a proper way. The first nama is Varnashrama Vidayini. Ambal has given us the dharma of varna and ashrama in order to make use of the srishti in a proper way. There are two names here. Varnashrama, normally people think as one, but varna and ashrama, they are two different things. Varna vyavastha and ashrama vyavastha. These are two different concepts that has to be understood properly. These are the things which are the most misunderstood terms right now, but these are the things which makes the most sense as well. What is Varna Vyavastha? What is Ashrama Vyavastha? First, let us see the Ashrama Vyavastha first, and then let us come back to the Varna Vyavastha. What is Ashrama Vyavastha? There are 4 ashramas according to the Shastras. There are 4 ashramas. What is an ashrama? Please don't think ashrama is a place. And the Swamijiyoda ashramathu pone. In the Swamijiyoda ashramathu pone. This is not that ashrama. Here ashrama means phases of life. Our life is divided into 4 phases. Rajinikanth ஒரு பாட்டுல பாடிருப்பான் 8 மனுஷ வாழ்க்கை பிரிச்சுக்கோ அப்படின்னு. But this is the Shastric way of that song. So there are 4 phases in everybody's life. What are those 4 phases? They are Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. Brahmacharya, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. So Brahmacharya ashrama, Grihastha ashrama, Vanaprastha ashrama, Sannyasa ashrama. These are the 4 ashramas that are said in the Shastras. What are these? Brahmacharya ashrama is a predominantly student lifestyle. All of us have to learn things. All of us have to study. All of us have to acquire knowledge. That knowledge can be secular, that knowledge can be sacred as well. Whenever you are in that stage, whenever you are young, because when we are young, predominantly we can imbibe knowledge so quickly. ஒரு 10 வயசு பையனுக்கு லலிதா சஹஸ்ரநாமம் சொன்னா சொல்லி கொடுத்தா ஒரு மாசத்துல they will tell. They can even by heart. 60 வயசுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் நான் லலிதா சஹஸ்ரநாமத்தை படிக்கவே ஆரம்பிக்கிறேன்னா எனக்கு 2 வருஷம் வேணும் பை ஹார்ட் பண்றதுக்கு. அப்பவும் நடுவுல மறந்து போயிடும். So when we are young, our brain cells are developing, so we can imbibe more knowledge, and whatever the knowledge that we are imbibing, it is going to stay with us for the rest of our life. So better learn everything in the young life when you are young, because it is going to help you for the rest of your life, right? So Brahmacharya ashrama is predominantly the studenthood, where they are supposed their only job, according to Shastra, Brahmachari's only job is to learn Vedas, is to study, is to obtain knowledge. That is why they don't have any work. நம்ம சாஸ்திரத்திலே பார்த்தோம்னா பிரம்மச்சாரிக்கு தீட்டே கிடையாது. இப்ப யாராவது ஒருத்தர் ஆத்துல ஒரு ஆசௌச்சம் வந்துருச்சுன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். இப்ப யாராவது ஒருத்தர் பேட்டா, எல்லாருக்கும் 10 நாள் தீட்டு இருக்கும். அட்லீஸ்ட் மேக்சிமம் ஒரு 10 நாள் தீட்டு இருக்கும். பட் ஃபார் பிரம்மச்சாரி there is no தீட்டு, there is no ஆசௌச்சம், because in those days families are big. If everybody, there will be extended family. If they keep all, olden people, they are all have to go. If they are going, if this person is observing asaucham, every month for 10 days, then he won't study properly, right? So he has to go to the guru's house. He will be completely detached from his parents. He will be along with his guru. No nisheda for him, no vidhi for him. There are only bare minimum requirements for a brahmachari, and is predominantly he will be doing his studies. So that is the Brahmacharya ashrama. நம்ம இப்ப பிரம்மச்சாரினா கல்யாணத்துக்கு முன்னாடி அப்படின்னு நம்ம வச்சுட்டு இருக்கோம். But the originally this is what is called as Brahmacharya ashrama. Now this person has studied fully. After this person has studied fully, he will undergo a process called as Vedavratham or Samavarthanam அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவா. இப்பதான் அதை நம்ம கல்யாணத்துக்கு முதல் நாள் பண்றோம். In fact, that whatever we are doing right now as vratham, vratamnu kalyanathu munnadi onu pannuva modona, the day before the marriage, we do something called as vratham. And the vratham na enna na, he is formally finishing up his Vedic studies. That is called the vratham. So now he has finished his Vedic studies, and now this brahmachari is entitled to other sense pleasures. When he was brahmachari, when he was studying in Patashala, he cannot wear good clothes. He cannot wear good makeup. He cannot even eat good food. பிரம்மச்சாரிக்குன்னு ஆகார நியமங்கள்லாம் இருக்கு. ரொம்ப இதெல்லாம் சாப்பிடக்கூடாது, because all those vastus will change our mind. So there are certain restrictions for brahmachari in terms of what he can wear, in terms of what he can eat, in terms of what he can see, because Shastra does not want him to be disturbed by other things. So அவனுக்கு வந்து only bare minimum for survival they will give. But after this vratham, சாஸ்திரத்துல ரொம்ப பார்த்தோம்னா அந்த விரதத்துக்கு அப்புறம் தான் சந்தனமே வச்சுக்கலாம் பிரம்மச்சாரி. அதுக்கு முன்னாடி பிரம்மச்சாரி they cannot even wear sandal according to Shastra. So only after that he will be wearing chandanam. Only after that he will be wearing good clothes. அந்த விரதம் முடிஞ்சு மறுநாளைக்கு தான் அவனுக்கு பஞ்சகச்சங்கிற அந்த இதுவே வருது. இந்த பஞ்சகச்சம்னு கட்டிக்கிறது நம்ம நார்மலா கல்யாணத்துக்கு அப்புறம் கட்டிக்கிறதுன்னு நினைச்சுட்டு இருக்கோம். பட் பஞ்சகச்சம்ங்கிறது கல்யாணத்துக்கு அப்புறம் கட்டிக்கிறது இல்ல. பஞ்சகச்சம் the brahmachari can wear after he finishes his Veda Vratham. அதுக்கப்புறமா அவனுக்கு ஸ்நாதகன்னு பேரு. அப்ப அந்த பஞ்சகச்சங்கள்லாம் அவனுக்கு கட்டிக்கலாம். கல்யாணத்துக்கு முன்னாடியே பஞ்சகச்சம் கட்டின்றோம் பிரம்மச்சாரி. So after he finish up his Veda Vratham is akin to the modern day convocation வச்சுக்கோங்களேன். Convocationல எப்படி டிகிரி தராலோ, at that time, in the same way, he finishes up his Vedic studies and he is entering. At that time, he has got two choices. He can either enter into Grihastha or he can go to a sannyas. He can remain as Naishtika Brahmachari or he can get sannyasa as well. So now, what is happening in these days? After the Veda Vratham is over, he is entering into the next ashrama called as Grihastha. And the Grihastha தான் he gets married, and only the Grihastha can deal with money. Brahmachari cannot deal with money. Sannyasi, Vanaprastha cannot deal with money. Only the Grihastha can deal with money. Excuse me. And only the Grihastha, they are entitled to do a lot of karma. Brahmachari cannot do any karma. For Brahmachari, only Sandhya Vandanam and Samhita Danam are there. For Sannyasi, no karma. Sannyasi cannot even touch Agni according to Shastra. For Vanaprastha, less karma. We will talk about Vanaprastha later after finishing Grihastha Ashrama. But only for Grihastha Ashrama, lots of karmas are there. He has to, right from early morning. Snanam Sandhya Japo Homa Devatanancha Pujanam Adhityam Vaishwadevancha Shatkarmani Dine Dine. அப்படின்னு சாஸ்திரமே சொல்லிருக்கு. He has to do Deva Puja, he has to do Pitru Puja, he has to do, Atiti Satkaram, he has to do Vaishwadevam, he has to do Agnihotram, he has to do Aupasanam, he has to do a lot of karma. And in the meantime, he also has to get money. He has to he has to earn money for two things. He has to earn money in order to support himself. He has to earn money in order to support his family. But a Grihastha should not stop with that. Grihastha has to earn money in order to give to Brahmachari, in order to give to Vanaprastha and Sannyasi. Ilvalvan என்பான் இயல்புடைய மூவருக்கும் நல்லாற்றின் நின்ற துணை. says திருவள்ளுவர். இல்வாழ்வான், the Grihastha. Who is Grihastha? Thiruvalluvar defines Grihastha Ashrama. He says a person can be called as Grihastha only if he helps the other three people. இயல்புடைய மூவருக்கும் நல்லாற்றின் நின்ற துணை. What are the other three people? They are Brahmachari, Vanaprastha and Sannyasi. So Brahmachari, Vanaprastha and Sannyasi, this Grihastha has to support. So Grihastha is a karmic lifestyle. He has to do a lot of work. He has to support his family. He has to do yajnam. He has to support the universe. He also has to support the brahmacharis and vanaprastha and sannyasi. So that is grihastha. After doing a lot of karma, the brahmachari has to now go promotion. Brahmachari from brahmacharya ashrama, he has to go to vanaprastha ashrama. What is vanaprastha? Vana அப்படின்னா காடுன்னு அர்த்தம். இந்த ஊர்ல காடெல்லாம் அப்படி இல்லவே இல்லை. அந்த காலத்துல the people will be there, but once their sons and daughters have grown up, the mother and father of the family, they will renounce. They will not renounce the family per se, but அந்த கடமையெல்லாம் விட்டுடுவா. They will renounce their control over the family, and then in those days they were supposed to go to vana. They were supposed to go to vana and a card. They will go to forest, and then they will do a lot of tapas. For vanaprastha, he can deal with Agni. He has got some rituals to follow, but it is not as big as, it is not as elaborate as that has been told for grihasthas. So that is vanaprastha. And vanaprastha, after going to vana, he has to do a lot of atma sadhana. He has to do a lot of atma dhyana, and then he has to become a sannyasi at one point of time. So பற்றுக பற்றற்றான் பற்றினை அப்பற்றை பற்றுக பற்றுவிடற்கு அப்படின்னு திருவள்ளுவர் சொல்றார். So பற்றுவிடற்கு, he has to then renounce his entire family. He has to know the eternal truth, and then he has to be a sannyasi. Nowadays vanaprastha and sannyasam are very, very low. Even if we cannot do absolute sannyasa, Krishna and Bhagavad Gita says, hey, he can do jnana karma sannyasa. You can be in grihastha ashrama while being a sannyasi. How Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, you can attend any of the Bhagavad Gita classes in order to understand how to do that. But these are the 4 ashramas that Shastra has prescribed for human beings. Student lifestyle, family man, and then retired lifestyle. Vanaprastha is kind of retired lifestyle. Sannyasi is complete renunciation. So these are called as ashrama dharmas. Then what is varna dharma? Ashrama dharma pertains to a single individual. Ashrama dharma, it is a systematic division of lifestyle of a single individual. I was a brahmachari. I am now a grihastha. I will become a vanaprastha. I should get sannyasa. So it corresponds to each and every individual. But varna dharma concerns with the society as the whole. Varna dharma concerns with the society. Ashrama dharma concerns with the each and every individual. What is varna dharma? Varna literally means qualities. Varna can mean a lot of things, but the main meaning of the term varna is called as quality. Quality க்கு தான் வர்ணம்னு பேர். Because color is a quality, கலருக்கும் வர்ணம் அப்படிங்கிற பேர் வந்துருத்து. But originally the term varna means quality. Depending upon the quality of a person, depending upon guna of each and individual, the whole society was divided into 4 major divisions. They are called as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. Brahmana is a varna. Brahmachari is an ashrama. We have to understand that. So Brahmana varna, Kshatriya varna, Vaishya varna, and Shudra varna. These are the 4 varnas. So what are the qualities, and why should we have those 4 divisions in a society? We have to understand. And what should be the relationship? What is the intended relationship between these 4 varnas? We have to understand as well. For any society to progress, they need these 4 types of people. Any society to progress, they need these four types of people. Let us not go to society first. Let us take a multinational company. Apple. Apple or company. For Apple to progress, they need these four people. What are those four people? They need people who designs things. They need people who understands mobile technology completely. They need people who can also design mobile phone. So that is the first one, designer, intellectuals. They also need people who manages the company. Just by designer, just intellectuals cannot run a company. You need an efficient manager to run the company. You need to have a proper CEO. The CEO might not know what is each and every chip doing in that mobile phone. He need not know, he does not know. That is the role of the developers. That is the role of the intellectuals within the company. The CEO, COO, they will only see, okay, if this person is not fighting with the other person, there is no complaints happening. How we deal with other companies. That will be the job of CEO and COO. So there will be top level management people. They also need some marketing people. They also need some marketing, accounts, finance people in order to run the company, because they have to sell their product and they have to keep account. They have to keep an account of all the things they have sold. They also have to advertise their product to people. Only then people will buy. So they need marketing people, and they also need, the developers code எழுதுறவா அவளும் வேணும். They also need people who follow the instructions. They also need people who, they don't have to think. These people, the fourth type of people, they don't have to think, they don't have to be intellectuals, but they have to follow the orders. Somebody should be there in order to do the work. Yeah. So any company will have these four types of people. And all those four types of people are essential for the company. If the intellectuals are not there, company will not run, because they will be running out of new products. If the top level management is not there, the company will not be stable. If the marketing people are not there, the company will not get any money. If the workers are not there, then there will be people they will only tell what to do, but they won't know how to do things. It is the job of the fourth person to to do things, closer abdimba in the urla. Closer, they need people to close projects. They need people to execute projects. They need people to close projects. In the same way, ancient, our Vedas have differentiated the entire society into four: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudras. Brahmana, they are the keepers of Vedas. Their only job is to know Vedas. Their only job is to propagate knowledge to others. They are like teachers. KT இப்ப சொல்றாளே, knowledge transfer, அதெல்லாம் பண்றவாளுக்கு பிராமணான்னு பேரு. Kshatriya, he managed the entire country. Kshatriyas, they managed the entire country. Warriors, இப்ப இவனுக்கும் சண்டை வந்ததுன்னா என்ன பண்றது? That is the role of Kshatriya. The politicians இருக்காளே, அந்த மாதிரி Kshatriyas. Vaishyas are businessmen. The country has to get some money, right? So that was done by Vaishyas. And Shudras, they are the essential workers in the company, essential workers in the country, because if they are not there, farm will not happen. Krishi, farming, there won't be any food, there won't be any clothes, there won't be any ornaments to wear, there won't be any houses to stay in. So all these four people, Shastra has divided in a society into four people. இதுக்கு பேரு தான் சதுர்வர்ணம் அப்படின்னு சொல்றது. Shastra has said, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has said, Chaturvanyam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagashah. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, hey Arjuna, I created this Chaturvarna system. I created the system of social harmony based on one's guna and one's karma. Guna, qualities that they have, and karma, depending upon the work they do. But what is to be understood, what is to be absolutely clear is that all these four, they form an essential part of the society. ஏன்னா இதுக்கு வேதத்திலேயே பிரமாணம் இருக்கு. In Purusha Suktam, we have already seen one part of Purusha Suktam before. Sahasra Sirsha Purusha, Sahasraksha Sahasrapat அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம். Same Purusha Suktam says, Brahmanoosya mukhamasit bahurajanyah kritaha uru tadasya yadvaishyah padvyagum shudro ajayata. The Vedas, Purusha Suktam is imagining the entire society as a person. It is just an imagination. The way the Purusha Suktam imagines the entire society as one cosmic person, and Veda says all of these four varnas, they form parts of the body of this Virat Purusha, and the cosmic human adukku peru Virat Purusha அப்படினு சம்ஸ்கிருதத்துல. So all these four people, all these four varnas, they form different parts of the Virat Purusha. There is nothing that this person is superior, this person is inferior. Brahmana has got some advantages. Brahmana also has got some disadvantages. Kshatriya has got some advantages. Kshatriya also has got some disadvantages. Vaishyas can do certain things. Vaishyas cannot do certain things. Shudras can do certain things. Shudras also cannot do certain things. Just because I cannot do certain things does not make me any lower. Just because I can do certain things does not make me any higher. The President of United States cannot drive a car. I can drive a car. The President of United States cannot drive a car. Does that make me superior over the President of United States? No. I can open my window in my house. The President of United States cannot even open a window in his car or in his house. Do I have more rights or he has more rights? He has to protect my rights, but he himself does not have right to open the door of his own house. He himself does not have any right to drive a car for the rest of his life, they say. So, depending upon what they do, there are certain prohibitions, there are certain allowances. Sannyasi, நம்ம பெரியவா அப்படின்னு பெரியவா கால்ல போய் விழறோம். But I can do a homa. I can do a homa, I can do an yajna. But sannyasis cannot even touch agni. பெரியவா தெய்வத்தின் குரல்ல இதெல்லாம் காமிக்கிறார். Sannyasis, they cannot do homa. Just because I can do homa and they cannot do homa does not make me superior over them. Their ashrama is that, and they have got certain allowances, they have got certain prohibitions. My ashrama is this, I have got certain allowances, I have got certain prohibitions. In the same way, for Varna Vyavastha as well, all these four Varnas, they have got certain allowances, all these four Varnas, they have got certain prohibitions as well. But coming back to Purusha Sukta, all we have to imagine, all we have to remember is that all these four Varnas, all these four ashramas, they are the essential parts of cosmic Purusha. They are the essential part of Virat Purusha. If somebody asks you, what is more important to you? What can you lose? Can you lose your hand or can you lose your leg? In order to work efficiently, I cannot lose anything. If my hand is gone, I cannot do certain things. If my leg is gone, I cannot do certain things. If my head is gone, I cannot do certain things. I cannot work efficiently. In order for a person to work efficiently, he has to have all his body parts. In the same way, in order for a society to work efficiently, in order for a society to be progressive, then that has to have the vyavasthas of Varna and Ashrama. If Varna is not present in that type, now the Varna has changed. Like, see, even in Apple, they follow the Varna system, but with a certain name. So that the system is being followed does not change. How they follow operational things, they will come, they will go, they are subject to change. How do you implement that system is subject to change. But that system has to be implemented does not change because it is given by Ambal herself. We have to be absolutely clear. There is no that, okay, this person is higher, this person is lower, because see the previous name, Abrahma Kita Janani. For Ambal, all of us are the same. If a mother has got two kids, she will not say, I like this kid more than that kid. Even if the other kid is wrongdoer, even if the other kid is notorious, the mother will never say, I like this person more than the other person. In the same way, all of us means what? All the four varnas, all the four ashramas, they are all of those people belonging to all the four ashramas and varnas, they all are Ambal's sons, Abrahma Kita Janani. But in order for the efficient functioning of the society, Ambal has given out the rules of Varnashrama Vyavastha. That is why Ambal is called as Varnashrama Vidhaini. Next Nama, Nijagnya Rupa Nigama. How do you get Ambal's message? What is the source of Ambal's message for anything? It is Vedas, Nija, Agnya, Rupa, Nigama. Nigama அப்படின்னா வேதத்துக்கு நிகமங்கள்னு பேர். வேதாந்த தேசிகர்னு ஒரு மகான் இருந்தார் ஸ்ரீ வைஷ்ணவத்துல. அவருக்கு இன்னொரு பேர் என்னன்னா நிகமாந்த தேசிகர்னு சொல்லுவா. ஸோ வேதா அப்படின்னாலும் நிகமானாலும் ஒண்ணுதான். They all mean the same thing. Ambal's Agnya is in the form of Vedas. Ambal is the one who has got her Agnya encoded in the form of Vedas. அதான் இந்த நாமா சொல்றது. Nija Agnya. Agnya means will. Ambal's rules. Rupa Nigama. The Ambal is the one who has got her Agnyas codified in the form of Vedas. Now we have to come back to the original example of manufacturer and the instructions book and the user manual. Ambal, since she manufactured the entire universe, she has to attach a user manual to the product, right? That user manual is in the form of Vedas. If I take the user manual of my new robot vacuum cleaner, it will say, do not drop into water. Do this, do plug. You have to, in order to use this vacuum cleaner efficiently, you have to plug the vacuum cleaner onto the electrical outlet. So that is the number one step. You have to assemble the parts properly. You have to use the vacuum cleaner properly. So that those are do's column. There will also be don'ts column. What will say? Do not step on to your vacuum cleaner. That is the don't column. Do not put your vacuum cleaner into water. That is the don't column. Do not abuse your vacuum cleaner. They will have all these list of do's and they will have all the list of don'ts, right? Do's and don'ts. அப்படின்னு இருக்கு இல்லையா? அதே மாதிரி even Vedas has got do's and don'ts. The do's of the Vedas are called as vidhi. Vidhi na do's in artham. Don'ts, the don'ts that are told in Vedas are called as nishedha. Nishedha na don'ts. Vidhi na do's. So Veda is composed of vidhi and nishedha. Annanna nindyat tatvratam. Annanna parichakshita tadvratam. Na nishtivet. Na nivasanasnayat. Napsumutra purisham kuryat. These are the don'ts that are told in the Vedas. Do not waste annam. Do not waste food. That is a don't. Do not in don't. Do not, do not do certain things at certain times. Those are the Nisheda part in the Vedas. Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava, Annam Bahukurvita, Tadvratam. These are the do's that are said in the Vedas. Satyam Vadha, Dharmanchara, always speak the truth. Satyam Vada, always follow Dharma. Dharmanchara, Matrudevo Bhava, Pitrudevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atithi Devo Bhava. Worship your mother, worship your father, worship your Atithis, worship your Acharyas as God. All these are what? They are the do's or the vidhi that are told in the Vedas. And Napsumutra Purisham Kuryat, Annannindyat, Satyanna Pramaditavyam, Dharmanna Pramaditavyam, Bhutena Pramaditavyam, Kushalanna Pramaditavyam, Swadhyaya Pravachanabhyanna Pramaditavyam. And the nang are the negation. So all these are don'ts, set of rules and set of negations. So what are the things we have to follow? What are the things we should not follow? These are the do's and don'ts that are told in Vedas itself. And we have to always understand that these do's and don'ts, they are not the mere wills of mere rishis, but they all are Ambal's Agnya. If Vedas tell something, don't ask why they say that. It is Ambal's Agnya. My duty is to follow her Agnya. I follow the Agnya. Nija Agnya Rupa Nigama. Why? Punya Punya Phala Prada. This Nama has got many meanings. This Nama can be explained in many different levels. Let us see the easiest level, and then we will go to the to the higher levels. Punya Punya Phala Prada. If you follow the Vidhi, you will get to Punyam. If you follow those Vidhi, Sandhya Vandanam Pannanum Nityam. Nityam Athithi Satkaram Pannanum. Nityam Devata Pujai Pannanum. Nityam Amma Appaku Namaskaram Pannanum. All these are Vidhis that are told in Vedas. If I do all those things, I will get to Punyam. And if I do what are the things that are prohibited in Vedas, I will get Papa. So, Punya, Apunya, Phalaprada. Depending upon what you do, you are going to get Punyam. If you follow things that have to be followed, you will get Punyam. If you follow things that should not be followed, you are going to get Papam. Punya, Apunya, Phalaprada. Now, again, we will have questions. Why should it be like that? I might do papams because of my ignorance. Just because I was ignorant, that is why I could not do certain things which has to be done. That is understood. But should Ambar be so strict? Why should she give me papam? Because she is Karuna Murti. How can she give me papam? Because papathukku narakamalla sollirke. How can she give papam to me? We all ask, right? It is a very normal question, very legitimate question. What do we do as parents? We as parents, we love our kids. But if they do something which should not be done, we give them time out. We punish them. But it does not mean that we hate them. We give them time out, right? We say, okay, no internet for you for 1 week. We all do that. We even give them punishment. Yes, but it does not mean that we don't love them. It does not mean that we hate them. But what it means they have to be disciplined. In order for disciplining them, we do punishments, we give time out. In the same way, Ambar have this Vidhi and Nisheda. Ambar have the system of Punyam and Papam, not out of hatred, but in order to discipline us. We all are kids to Ambar. Always remember the first namam Srimata. Srimata என்ன எவ்வளோ பெரிய ஆளா இருந்தாலும் அவன் அம்மாவுக்கு அவன் பையன்தான். The person may be a CEO in a company. We recently saw the interview of Indra Nooyi, PepsiCo's CEO. She said, okay, my mother wants me to go in the middle of night to buy milk. She's CEO of PepsiCo. But if her mother tells that, she has to do. In the same way, I can be how much ever big I can be, I am. But if my mother wants, if that mother wants, we have to follow her rules and regulations. Even for a vacuum cleaner, they have this huge sets of rules. They have this huge sets of do's and don'ts. And what does the vacuum cleaner company will say? I will give you warranty for 1 year. If you follow all these rules, do's and don'ts, I guarantee you that the vacuum cleaner is going to work for only 1 year. But Ambal has given all of us lifetime guarantee. Not our lifetime, but the lifetime of the universe. Ambal guarantees, Yogakshemam Vahamyaham Abdi Ananyas Chintayanto Mam Yejana Parvyupasate Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam Yogakshemam Vahamyaham Solrar Krishna. The one who follows all these rules, the one who follows the teachings, he does not have to worry about his yoga and his kshema. I will take care of all those things, Arjuna, says Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. So Ambal has given all of us the lifetime guarantee. If we do something wrong with the vacuum cleaner, the manufacturer will say, hey, the guarantee is void, we cannot fix you. I bought new Mac computer, I put some water onto the keyboard. Apple will simply say, hey, okay, you have voided your guarantee, so we will not fix it for you for free. But Ambal never says that. Ambal has given us, Swami has promised us lifetime guarantee, not our lifetime. Our lifetimes are small, but the lifetime of the universe, Swami guarantees our yoga kshemam. But we also have to do what? We also have to do our part. Only when we follow her rules and regulations, she is going to be happy in order to help us. So that is why Varnashrama Vidayini Nijajna Rupa Nigama Punya Apunya Apunyamna Papamunu Pere Punya Apunya Phalaprada. There is also another meaning for Punya Apunya Phalaprada. It has got historical significance. It has got philosophical significance. It is related to darshanas in the ancient philosophical system, which we will see in the next class. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.